What's going on, everybody? We're back again with another video for our YouTube channel. Eddie again, Hannibal over here.
Hell yeah.
And today's topic, we're going to talk about the fear of pushing out content.
It's something that a lot of people kind of get stuck on. And I think both of us have been in that boat a while back. I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable being in front of the camera, but I know it's a lot easier to be behind the camera.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty gnarly in the beginning. I remember when I used to start, pushing out content back when I used to do moto vlogging, motorcycle vlogging, and all that riding stuff. I wasn't talking a lot. It was just basically me just recording the ride or something like that. But to me, I like that because you can, record your journey and whatnot to see how awkward you were in that first video and then how calm and relaxed you feel in that last video that you just posted up, or, the videos that we do now. I mean, I wish I could find some videos that I started in the beginning. You could see how extremely awkward I am.
That's actually kind of funny that you bring that up, because I was looking through my past videos. You could tell just how big of a difference I've made. I feel a lot more comfortable and natural now, whereas in the past I felt like everything had to be like very structured. So I sounded almost robotic. But that kind of comfort in front of the camera comes over time, and getting through that process or at least starting that process, becomes very difficult for a lot of people. So we want to touch upon some things that have helped us in the past, and maybe some things that you can apply for your own content creation. And I know we're talking about a lot about video, and there's other forms of content that maybe you can start on or maybe get to, but definitely for a fact, video content wins every single time. So we encourage you to venture into video content if you haven't done so already. To start off some of my history, I started making YouTube videos I think like 5-6 years ago now. I started off with my brother and I. We would make video game content because we would play video games together, and at the time we would just record the gameplay. It took a lot of courage for me to really record my face, my reactions, and put them on those YouTube videos, but the more I did it, the more I became comfortable on. So it's really just that leap of courage that you have to take and put yourself out there. At the very beginning, I think this is something that Gary Vee said, and something that I took to heart, is that in the very beginning, when you post content, you're not going to have a lot of viewers, you're not going to have a big following. And that is okay, simply for the fact that when you put out content, if you make mistakes or if you don't look that good in front of the camera, there's not going to be an audience that's going to look at your imperfections. So of course, over time, the more you practice, the better you'll get in front of the camera, and over time you start building that following. And how great would it be that you have a following that starts with you at the very beginning and builds with you as you grow personally. So all that stuff is going to be really, really good for you, and at least that's my experience. And then over time, like similar to Ed, I also did like moto vlogs. I kind of have that going right now on TikTok, and soon I'm gonna start putting my face in front of the camera as well, to try to create a more of a better connection and relatability for my audience on TikTok. That's my background in content creation, specifically for video.
Heck yeah, man. And like what Hannibal was basically saying, it also ties down to with, the blogs, writing content, all that formats. If you feel like someone's going to critique you, your biggest critic is yourself, essentially. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why you're not posting or not writing that vlog or not doing anything of that, because you're judging yourself before you even have the chance to even put yourself out there. It's a big step in the beginning. It's a lot nerve-wracking. It's very intense. But once you do that first one, there's like a little jitter, which kind of gets you excited. And I felt that in the beginning when I was doing that motovlogging stuff. Right now, I have a Twitch. I'm streaming with the boys. I'm not going to post it out there because that's some vulgar stuff I say and all that good stuff, some fun things. So I'll just keep that to the fun side of me and keep over here to more of the content side of me. So even though that's also content over there, but whatever. If you guys find it,
so be it.
You guys find it, that's it.
There's two things I actually want to touch on that you spoke about. The first one being the overthinking and criticizing yourself. And I know you want to touch on overthinking later on in the video, but that's so true about a lot of the times. The things that you find imperfect in a video, especially when it comes to quality, because that's something I'll talk about, but maybe you mess up or you like slur your words a little bit, or you have to like start over a sentence. A lot of the times people don't even care about that. They care more about the message and the way you convey that message. So all those little imperfections that you see, most of the time you're going to be the only one that sees those things.
The magic of editing.
Yeah, and then you can always cut it out in editing. I'll fix it in post. But that's so true, the process of overthinking, that most of the time you'll see those imperfections and most people won't. So that little hump that you have to get over, being your own critic, pushing out content, and just, well, this is something that I actually did when I first started, especially back in the day when I would post consistently on Instagram. I actually turned off all my notifications because I would post content.
Ooh, okay.
I would post the content, but I did not want to see the reaction that people had. I didn't want to see the comments. I didn't want to see the likes, nothing. I would just post it because that's something I knew I had to do. And then I would just leave it there and I would forget about it. I wouldn't look at my phone again.
I like it.
So that's something that helped me, maybe to help you.
I'll just touch base on overthinking because as a person who had that issue of overthinking everything, it basically makes you stall. You don't really want to start that thing because you want to perfect everything. Whereas like the last video we made about your equipment that you have, the audio and whatnot, we showed you guys what we got. It's phones.
Yeah.
It's basically phones. That's it. You know, you guys don't have to have that $2,000 camera from Sony, sponsor of Sony. You don't have to have that, audio equipment where the thing attaches to your table and then the microphone's right here and the microphone's right there and you talk and all that good stuff. That could be in the future, and that could be, you progressing up higher, and a lot of people will see that and they'll appreciate it. I'd say just post, edit whatever you need to edit out, make it seem, how you want to be comfortable with, and just don't overthink. A lot of people actually do, like I personally love when I see people on YouTube, when they make those mistakes and leave it there, I feel like that's super genuine, and I still listen to them actually 100% more because it's like, this guy is real, or this girl right here has, information that she's messing up, but she's telling everything, or he's saying all this stuff, and it's like, dude, you guys are on it. That's dope. You guys are more down to earth instead of like what Hannibal was saying, like he felt like he was a robot. It's just like, post, man. Battery low, powering off. Okay, so the angle might be off, the audio might be a little bit different because the battery died from our GoPro. And, I want the editor to keep everything here so we can show you guys too. We make mistakes. We don't plan ahead on the charging thing. Sometimes that, passes your mind, because we have a lot of things that we're working on. So sometimes a small little thing like a battery kind of gets out of the way, especially we have 3 backup ones now. That's why we just swapped it over, really good to go. So we have a backup on a backup. That's it.
The point is, push through.
Keep on going, no matter what.
I actually wanted to touch more on the thing that you were talking about. He made a really good TikTok when we were first making a video about this. About at the time when we were making our first video, we didn't have the GoPro. At least we didn't have the GoPro handy. So what we ended up doing is we just pulled out the laptop, set up our phones as different camera angles, and that was our setup. So it's nothing fancy. It's definitely not as fancy as this GoPro. And even still, there's people out there that think that they need a lot more than this GoPro to get things going, when in the reality is that most phones nowadays, the modern ones, they're fully capable of recording really high quality content. So if you have a modern day cell phone, that's really all you need. Second thing that I want to touch on, now that I remember about it, being genuine. I think that's actually a reason why live content is becoming a lot more popular. These platforms like Facebook, or Meta, whatever it's called now, they're pushing a lot of Facebook lives. TikTok, even them are pushing a lot of live videos. Instagram lives. Twitch is extremely popular because it's live content. So there's really no opportunity there to make edits. Once it's out there live, it's there. So I think that's something that a lot of people are being attracted to just because it's organic. It's a lot more genuine, and that's at least my take on the whole video content. To kind of summarize everything, just get started. As hard as it may be, you're gonna make mistakes when you first start off, and it's even better that you make mistakes when you first start off because you're not gonna have a big audience anyways to see those mistakes. Two, it doesn't matter what equipment you have. Just having a phone is already more than a lot of people. So start producing some kind of content on your phone and you'll be really good. And three, be as genuine as possible. Kind of bringing in the topic from our last video, being genuine, being organic, being authentic, that kind of stuff is very, very good nowadays, I'd say.
And have fun with it.
Important stuff too.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Have fun. Whatever niche, whatever service that you're going to be doing, whatever content you're going to be pushing out, have fun with it. Make sure it's something that you really enjoy and really love, because if you have like that forced push or that forced content, it's going to seem kind of like bland, and people are going to know that you're just pushing it out just to, either get followings for that thing, that service or whatnot. When you actually have that interest, that passion for that, product, niche, or service, people will love it. If you have that car washing, and I always go back to car washing thing because I love cars. When you go to that car wash and you spray that foam and you do all that fun stuff, have fun with it, people will love that stuff. And with that live thing that Mijangos was saying, or Annabelle was saying, just basically get your own name, bro.
It's fine.
You guys know us anyways.
Yeah. It's fine.
Exactly like this. We have fun, we laugh, and then you guys are probably getting a little chuckle too. I laugh when people make mistakes on live and they start laughing, because that laugh is just basically contagious. You start laughing too, and then you feel a part of that community, a part of that team, and you're just like, hey, that was a fun video, I really enjoyed it, give that like.
And I really like the fact that we're making these videos, because it shows us in our development. That's something that a lot of people, when they first start off in their business, is something that you should try to do. Kind of document your journey. That whole process is amazing, because then you'll start developing followers and fans at the beginning of establishing your brand and putting out content, and they're going to be lifelong fans and followers of your brand. Yeah, the real ones, literally. I actually want to touch on other forms of content too, aside from video. This is something that I actually did. There was a time when I was too nervous about posting video content, and so I knew that putting out content was important, but I just didn't feel comfortable with video. Now, I still encourage you to put out video content regardless of your situation, because it's powerful, especially nowadays. But if you're very adamant about not producing video content, you still need to be producing some kind of content. And that's where I would say podcasting, or even writing content like blogs. And the reason for that is because oftentimes with video content, you need to be very concerned about the lighting, how you look, and a lot of people just ain't got time for that, or maybe they don't got the skills to like really envision the scene very well. And so that's where you can just pull out your phone, record you talking like 10 minutes about a certain topic, and that's a solid podcast. And we can make a whole video about podcasting or blogging just on its own. And blogging too. Blogging requires a little bit more of a skill, because it's like written content, so like sentence structure and all these different things. But even that, the more you do it, the better you'll get. And that goes with all forms of content. The more you do it, the better you'll get. But you just have to start.
Yeah, pretty much it. That's the perfect way to say it. The more you do it, the better you get. And that's with everything. That's just experience. So that's big key right there. I like that.
It's actually a really funny thing. If you want to see just how good someone can become by posting a lot, look at popular YouTube channels, and you can filter it to look at the oldest video. You can see all these big YouTubers and look at their first video that they ever posted. You're going to be extremely surprised.
My favorite, PewDiePie. I still watch PewDiePie till this day, and to see his first videos of how, he chuckles, he's awkward and all that, to where he's so mellow and relaxed right now. Yeah. It's so cool. It's real fun.
Another big one, maybe not so big, is if it's a young audience, if you're young that you're watching this, Smosh. Smosh right now has this huge production value in all their videos, but if you look at their first couple videos, they have like this grainy phone grainy quality of their content. It looks like they filmed videos on a flip phone, but they didn't care. They were having fun with it.
Everyone starts somewhere.
So that's actually really something fun that you can do. But the point is, start creating content and get better over time and start building your following, your fan base.
Because even you can get there soon.
Can prevent forest fires.
And that too.
So thank you very much for watching this video and listening to the podcast. Again, as we've been saying for these other videos and podcasts that we've made, we love communicating with you guys. So if you have questions, by all means, send it our way. We do also have a free 30-minute phone call that you can sign up for us with us. We'd be more than happy to walk through some kind of strategy that you already have going on, or if you want to have that initial guidance in setting up a strategy, we'll help you out with that for free. We're also working on putting out a free ebook that you can download, so be on the lookout for that very soon. Again, I'm Annabelle, this is Eddie, and make sure to like and subscribe because we're going to be putting out more content that you guys can find valuable.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.